Hello, everyone, and welcome to my presentation on the ethical concerns of AI and deepfakes by myself, Allan Clucas. So let's get right into the video. So today, the points I'm trying to cover is how AI image generation works itself and what it is, the challenges of misinformation within the UK with a couple of different case studies and sources, and UK regulations with some EU regulation to do with AI and the current issues with current AI regulations. On the 29th of July of 2024, three young girls were killed at a dance class from a violent stabbing attack. Hours later, fake AI images were spread online, which were used to increase people's tensions and emotions before any facts and information were verified. These posts then gained over 155 impressions on Twitter, also known as X. From this, real world riots pursued across the UK, leading to the arrest of over 111 people. But in order to understand why these things happen with misinformation in AI, we've got to understand how it occurs in the first place. AI tools are used to generate high quality photorealistic images as simple as using a couple of words or an image, depending on the software. This AI can be easily accessed by anyone with internet connection with a varied plethora of tools available online. But why does this matter? Images can be so easily created and with people's likableness, and within a short time, these can be posted on forms of media, and within a short time, no moderation can be taken place before the effect of these posts will happen. Two major AIs at the moment that are taking the world by storm are Dolly 3 and Nano Banana. These are free and paid softwares that can be used for very high quality image and video AI generations from as short as a couple of words per sentence, and they can be done in a matter of minutes. And as of 2024, Dolly 3 alone has generated over 916 images alone, and that's without other AIs such as DeepSeek and ChatGPT with these tools in place. But this didn't come out of nowhere. This was previously predicted. Chesney and Saturn previously predicted as synthetic technology developed, it would move out of the hands of the government and in the hands of everyday people. And as we can see, this prediction has become our reality. But it's now how we deal with it and if we are ready for it or not. As we can see here, we've got two images. One is real and one is fake. So I'll give a couple of seconds and you can decide which is the fake image and which is the real image. So the fake image is the image on the right. And what is very worrying is the detail between the two. There is not much to tell between the two. And this was done with a couple of words. I asked with a prompt with the first image on the left to remove the phone in the guy's hand and to look at the camera. This was very simple, took a matter of minutes, and this shows how easily views can be manipulated and views can be distorted of people's likableness. So the misinformation problem. Over 500,000 posts in 2025 alone were circulating, which were deep fakes, with estimates for 2026 being over 8 million. AI generated images spread faster than real ones, and this is a huge ethical concern for us as it exploits our instincts and the trusts that we have on these posts. And the damage happens long before anything or anyone can respond. Deepfakes and AI used are usually typically used for scams, fake news, and for online harassment, which raises concerns about the truth online, the way we consent online, and the trust we have within our media. The UK 2024 elections was a vital one for this, where a research company found that over 16 different cases of misinformation with AI was used, including extreme deepfakes of audio and pornography of Keir Starmer and Sadiq Khan, with more than half of reporters then encountering potentially misleading information online during the elections, with nearly a quarter recalling deepfake content. This causes many ethical concerns as challenge people's political views as well as emotions towards these types of things can be damaging towards their interest in genuine policy change and the right way to look at politics. Key points from this is that Chesney and Citron also say that we're naturally going to go towards visual over textual evidence. As a photo feels like real proof, there's more emotion behind it, where messages can be misread and hold less emotion. And what makes the AI image in misinformation so uniquely dangerous is that by moderation and fact checking, people have already reacted and had their thoughts and opinions on it before any policy or moderation can be done on it. So what is being done? As of yet, there is little UK specific law for existing AI misuse. But as of nearly in 2026, if you use someone's likableness with AI without their consent, it's a criminal offence. The Data Use and Access Act in 2025 also stops users from creating intimate images from on the softwares and website platforms themselves, creating a physical barrier for that. The Online Safety Act of 2023 also requires platforms to remove harmful content, but this wasn't done with AI in mind. With there being no specific law specifically getting rid of AI generated misinformation currently in the UK, so that then leads to 70% of MPs believing that that there will be an increase in spread of misinformation, yet there's been no specific legislation to push towards stopping this. Another AI regulation is that AI generated images cause real world harm. But who's truly responsible? Since there's little regulation here at the moment, platforms also profit from our watch time and from what we do on our phones, from our reactions, and whether it's AI generated content or not. And governments haven't adapted fast enough with this, with AI companies facing no legal obligations to prevent this misuse. With 1 in 4 people now can't reliably detect AI generated images. So looking at the EU Act, which was the first AI specific law and which was put in August of 2024, which is that AI generated content needs to be clearly labeled for users. However, this doesn't come into effect until later into this year of August 2026. This clearly states a 2-year gap in which policy is implemented and then where it's enforced, where AI can develop within this 2 years and there is then a gap again, which causes huge ethical concerns in terms of policy. More platform ethical considerations to consider is social media platforms generate all their money through what we do on our phone with the time and engagement we do there. And if it's AI generated content, it drives an enormous amount of it. Research found that over 3 times the amount of posts that were AI were engaged with rather than real content online. And this creates the financial incentive to act slowly on behalf of the social media companies, as self-regulation hasn't worked. And without legal accountability, they're unlikely to adapt to the changes that are needed for it to be ethical AI. So what can we do now? There isn't just one fix, but there's a couple areas that could be improved to fix these things, such as, for example, legal accountability, where platforms need to be accountable and have consequences for not meeting guidelines instead of it being voluntary process. Investment in detection tools, instead of a third party company taking this upon themselves, where they get paid to help a company in moderation and detection, all companies should have to invest a certain amount into investment into these detection tools in order to make it a broad appeal for everyone. But the most important point is media literacy and education. This is being able to question headlines and question posts without being able to distort your truth and perception of reality. A TED talk in 2023 goes into the fact that ethical AI isn't about what the technology itself can do, but the harm that can be caused by it. And in this case, this really relates to what they're talking about, as we see people with fake images that are being posted around their local area, and it makes people distrust what they see online, and the trust that we have online is being slowly eroded away. So, to conclude, as technology advances at unprecedented pace, it challenges both our trust in what we see online and our ability of what platforms are able to keep up with. While some people accept everything they see online, it's very important to question posts at face value and question whether current safeguards in place are sufficient. This raises the most important issue, which is, are we progressing quickly enough to reap the rewards of AI technology, or has it become a place for deepfakes and misinformation which undermines the trust and distorts the sense of truth? We've just got 2 pages of my references. And I'd like to thank you all very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you actually got some useful information on this, and I hope you stay vigilant online next time when you're looking at your posts. Thank you very much.